Alright guys, so welcome back to some more Apex. Hope you're having a very good day as always, and we're going to be talking a bit more about Fuse in today's video. Obviously Fuse is the season 8 legend, we all know this, and everyone kind of had like high hopes for Fuse because, you know, following Horizon, who was a great release in season 7, obviously Horizon rose to be like one of the most played. She also had the highest win rate in season 7 as well, which was a huge accomplishment because no legend since Wraith was able to like take the top spot. So obviously following Horizon, Fuse had some very, you know, big shoes to fill. Now, just to kind of give you guys, you know, my initial opinions on Fuse before he even came into the game, I actually expected Fuse to be decent. Like, I didn't expect him to be insane. I feel like after releasing Horizon, Respawn wasn't going to release another really strong legend at launch. And also just looking at Fuse's abilities that we got to see in his character trailer and stuff, to me he just looked decent, and I could see him being useful, but I could not see him being like a, you know, a A+ legend or like a A tier legend or something like that, or a S tier legend. I just saw him being, you know, very useful, very good, and just kind of average. So fast forward like 2 days into season 8 now, and I think my opinions kind of still stay the same. I would say right now Fuse is in a very good place launch wise. Like, let's take a look at Rampart when she first launched, right? Or Revenant, or even Loba. Every single one of those legends launched in a very bad state. Like, they were actually very underpowered. We can go all the way back to season 3 when Crypto launched. Crypto was really underpowered back in season 3 when he first launched because he could not revive teammates with the drone as well. So he was a very different legend back in season 3 and a much less useful legend as well. Revenant in season 4 when he first dropped was honestly trash as well. Loba obviously wasn't very good in season 5, and Rampart, we all know how Rampart was in season 6. So comparing Fuse's launch to every single one of those legends I just mentioned, I would say that Fuse is actually doing very well right now. He isn't OP, he isn't insanely just, you know, hard to counter, but at the same time, right, if someone is on your team and they really know how to use Fuses like his ultimate and his grenades and stuff, he could actually become a very deadly legend in some gunfights. So let's go ahead and talk a bit more about Fuse in today's video. If you guys are ready, as always, leave a like and subscribe. We're so close to 50k subs. If you guys still haven't hit that sub button, now is the time. Hit that sub button right now, I'd appreciate it so much. And with that said, let's talk more about Fuse. Now, one thing I want to mention about Fuse real quick is his ultimate especially could be really dangerous. Like, when I first saw Fuse's ultimate in his gameplay trailer, to me it didn't look that strong, but after actually using Fuse's ultimate and trying it out in many different scenarios in season 8, I could confidently say right now that Fuse has a very strong ultimate on his hands. You can use his ultimate to trap downed enemies so the teammates can't revive and the enemy can't like crawl away. You can also use the ultimate to trap a squad, because most players right now in Apex are still trying to like figure out how to, you know, deal with Fuse's ultimate. So a lot of players right now just run through it and take a lot of damage, which will, you know, give your teammates some very easy cleanup kills. The ultimate also slows enemies, right? So you can like, you know, chuck some arc stars, chuck some thermites and stuff and do extra damage on top of the ultimate doing damage already. And also, here's a very dangerous combo, right? A caustic, a Horizon, and a Fuse, a very dangerous combo in a team. Like, I've seen somebody use a Horizon ult, a caustic ult, and a Fuse ult at the exact same time, and if that happens to you, you're basically dead unless you have like Wraith or something and you can phase away. But I would say 99% of the time, if that happens to you, you're dead, because as I said, right, his ultimate is really strong, it slows you, and it does a good amount of damage. So I would say right now, in the current state of this game, he has a very strong and, you know, effective ultimate to use. Now, here's why I think that Fuse will still remain an average or mid legend in this game as the season continues, right? In about 2 or 3 weeks, people will get accustomed to Fuse, and they'll find new ways and they'll understand new ways to like counter and avoid his ultimate. Obviously season 8 right now is still a very fresh and new season, so people are still discovering, you know, how to play this season right now and how to deal with Fuse. But as I said, in 2 or 3 weeks after all the sweats have, you know, figured out how to actually deal with Fuse, I don't think he'll be as dangerous as he is right now, especially when talking about his ultimate. Now, in terms of Fuse's passive ability, ability and his tactical ability. These abilities will always be effective in a game like Apex, especially his passive, because he can just basically throw grenades further and with more accuracy, which will always be good in a game like Apex, and he can hold twice the amount of grenades as well. So I mean, we all know how dangerous and how strong arc stars and thermites and just any grenade right now in this game can be, and Fuse has double the amount of grenade potential in this game, and he can also throw those grenades more accurately. So I mean, this will always be a very strong ability in this game, no matter how long the season has been out, no matter how long Fuse has been in the game. Just having the ability to, you know, have more grenades and be more accurate with your grenades will always be a very strong ability to have. So that's actually a big thumbs up from me. His tactical ability as well will be very useful in my opinion, especially when like breaking doors and fooling enemies. Obviously players love to like hide behind doors and heal up or just play the waiting game behind the door, but if someone has Fuse, they can just use the tactical, the door will break and the player behind the door will also take some damage from the grenades, you know, exploding. So his tactical also has some reusability, and I feel like this will also be, you know, a decent ability for a very long time. So with all of that said, right, here's why I think that Fuse will just naturally be a very average or meh legend in this game. And average isn't bad, you know, every single legend cannot be a top tier S tier legend in this game. That's just not how the game works. Some legends, just because of their kit, will always be more effective than other legends in this game. So the reason I think that Fuse will be an average legend for the most part is because I feel like Fuse right now is in competition with other legends. For example, what Fuse could do right now, I would say that Caustic could also do to a certain extent. Caustic's ultimate and Fuse's ultimate are very different, but they're also very similar. But I would say that Caustic's ultimate is still a lot more effective because of, you know, the flexibility in it. Caustic doesn't take damage from his own ultimate, but Fuse takes damage from his own ultimate, which is actually to me a bad design. I feel like Fuse should not take any damage from his ultimate. But as I was saying, Caustic's ultimate to me is just kind of like a better Fuse ultimate, if that makes any sense. So just to kind of summarize, right, I feel like Fuse just isn't special enough right now in terms of his abilities to really make him a S tier legend or even a top 5 legend in this game. He's really fun to play. His abilities are still very useful in this game if you know how to use them, but this game has a lot of legends right now in it, and you need to actually stand out a bit more to really become, you know, an S tier legend in this game. So with that said, what do you guys think about Fuse right now? Would you say that Fuse is a OP legend? Would you say that Fuse is a underpowered legend? What are your thoughts on Fuse's state right now in Apex? Let me know. So that's it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed as always, and I'll see you in some more Apex. Till next time. Bro, how much teams? Didn't mean to do that. No. Oh my gosh, guys. That was a good try.